Right. So today we're taking a deep dive into
Angkor Wat.
Angkor Wat.
Wow.
I am so excited about this one.
Me too. It's pretty incredible.
It's for anyone who has ever dreamed of like exploring ancient temples, uncovering hidden wonders. I mean, this is the place, right?
Yeah, this is the spot.
Yeah.
If you're into history and spirituality and just
Absolutely.
incredible, feats of architecture. This is it.
Angkor Wat's not just a temple, right? I mean, it's a sprawling complex.
Yeah. It's massive.
I was reading
You can't even...
It's over 400 acres dedicated to the gods.
Yeah, it's a city of stone rising from the Cambodian jungle, basically.
That's bigger than Disneyland. Like, I knew it was big, but I hadn't quite grasped the scale. You know, I've always been fascinated by Angkor Wat, the stories behind its construction, the detail of the carvings. I mean, where do we even begin?
Well, I think we could let's go back in time to the 12th century. King Suryavarman II envisioned this temple dedicated to Vishnu, and it was going to be a grand representation of Mount Meru, which in Hindu cosmology is the mythical home of the gods.
So it wasn't just a place of worship. It was like a symbolic representation of the universe.
Exactly. It was a representation of the universe, kind of the the connection between heaven and earth and all that.
And how did they achieve that symbolism, like architecturally? What do they do?
So, first of all, the temple is aligned perfectly with the cardinal directions. So east, west, north, south.
Okay.
And this was deliberate. And it reflects, the clear understanding of the cosmos, their belief in the interconnectedness of heaven and earth.
That's incredible. I mean, whenever I see pictures of Angkor Wat, I'm always so struck by the carvings. I mean, there are so many of them. Like, what stories do they tell?
Oh, they tell a multitude of stories.
Okay.
So you have over 2,000 meters of carvings.
Wow.
That depict scenes from the Hindu epics.
Okay.
The Ramayana, the Mahabharata stories of gods and demons, battles, triumphs.
Wow.
And it's not all mythology.
Okay.
Some of the carvings offer glimpses into everyday life.
Interesting.
In the Khmer Empire. So you can see musicians playing instruments, dancers in these elaborate costumes, people just going about their daily chores.
Wow, so it's like they captured like a moment in time.
Yeah, exactly. Like
frozen forever in stone.
Yeah, like frozen in time, like a snapshot of life back then.
Incredible. And the detail, it's astonishing.
Yeah, it's really incredible. Like if you look at the Apsara carvings, for example.
Yeah, tell me about those. I've heard about those.
So these are celestial nymphs,
Okay.
And they're so gracefully posed, and they have all these intricate jewelry, and they're so lifelike. You can almost imagine them moving.
Yeah.
The artists really captured like the flow of their garments,
right?
The delicate features of their faces, even like the emotions they convey.
Wow.
It's incredible.
I've heard about the bas reliefs.
Yeah.
But I have to admit, like, I don't exactly know what that is.
Oh, yeah.
Could you explain that for those of us who aren't art historians?
Yeah. So a bas relief is it's a type of sculpture where the figures are carved into a flat surface, but they project out from the background.
Okay.
So it creates like a three-dimensional effect.
Okay.
So you can think of it kind of like a picture, but it's popping out from the wall.
Okay.
So the bas reliefs at Angkor Wat are particularly famous because they're so long, and they tell these really intricate stories.
Okay, so these aren't just like pretty decorations; they're like visual narratives.
Yeah, exactly.
Epic tales carved in stone.
Yeah, and they're like a window, into the beliefs and the myths, the everyday lives of the people who built and worshipped at Angkor Wat.
I mean, let's talk about the sheer size and scope of this place. Like I can't even imagine the effort that it took.
Yeah.
To build something so massive.
It's mind-boggling, really. Like, if you think about the moat, for example, surrounding the temple, it's 200 meters wide and 4 kilometers long.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That's a massive water barrier. I mean, it was designed to protect the sacred space, right?
Yeah.
And then you have, the sandstone blocks that were used in the construction. Like, how on earth did they move those?
I know.
Gigantic stones.
I know. It's crazy. Some of those blocks weigh up to 1.6 tons.
1.6 tons?
Yeah.
Like, how?
I know. The logistics of it are just mind-blowing. I mean, quarrying them, transporting them, lifting them into place. It must have been, I mean, just a monumental task.
I can't even fathom it.
Yeah.
So they think that they used like a combination of elephants, rollers, ramps, and then obviously sheer manpower.
Yeah. I mean, they had to.
Yeah.
They didn't have, cranes and all that stuff back then, so.
But, I mean, that's incredible.
It's amazing.
And then, the height of the central tower.
Yeah.
I mean, it really stands out, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just impressive visually, but it's symbolic, too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, the tower soars 65 meters high.
Wow.
And it represents the 5 peaks of Mount Meru.
Oh, wow.
So again, that mythical home of the gods, I mean, every element of Angkor Wat's design is steeped in symbolism, reflecting that Khmer belief in the connection between the earthly realm and the celestial.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Speaking of impressive feats, I mean, Angkor Wat also holds some rather quirky records, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
Okay, it's like what?
Well, did you know that Angkor Wat is featured on the Cambodian flag?
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's a symbol of national pride.
Yeah.
A testament to the enduring legacy.
Yeah, it's such an iconic image.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, what other fun facts do we have?
Well, we talked about those massive stones being transported.
Yeah.
Elephants played a crucial role in that.
Right.
Which I think is just another example of the ingenuity of the ancient Khmer people. They were using the resources that were available to them, and they figured out a way to make it work.
And they did a pretty darn good job.
They did.
From what we can see.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's still standing, so.
Yeah, exactly.
It's testament to.
And I've also read that the Khmer had remarkably advanced irrigation systems.
Yeah, I did.
So did that play a part in Angkor's success?
Oh, absolutely. They had this sophisticated network of canals and reservoirs that allowed them to control water resources, which was essential for agriculture and for sustaining a large population.
Right.
Their engineering skills were really quite remarkable.
It's amazing, how these ancient civilizations achieve such incredible things.
I know.
Without modern technology.
Yeah, I mean, it's humbling, really.
Yeah, I mean, it really is.
When you think about it.
And their influence extended beyond engineering, too, right?
Yeah, it did.
I mean, believe it or not, the intricate carvings at Angkor Wat are said to have inspired Art Deco designs.
Yeah.
In the early 20th century.
I know, isn't that wild?
Like, yeah, the echoes of their artistic brilliance can be found centuries later in a completely different art movement.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
I mean, so, Angkor Wat is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, right?
Yes.
And what does that mean in terms of its preservation?
So, being designated a World Heritage Site means that Angkor Wat is recognized for its, they say, quote, outstanding universal value, unquote, to humanity. So it's a place of such cultural and historical significance that it basically belongs to all of us, and we have this collective responsibility to protect it. And this recognition has led to, international cooperation in preserving the site. There have been extensive restoration efforts going on since the early 20th century.
I mean, it's heartwarming to know that people from all over the world are working together.
Yeah, it's really cool.
To ensure that future generations can experience the wonder of Angkor Wat.
Absolutely, and I think it's a testament to the power of human collaboration and safeguarding our shared cultural heritage.
I mean, hearing all these fascinating facts.
Yeah.
It makes me want to experience it for myself.
Yeah.
It's definitely go on my travel bucket list.
You should. You should. It's amazing.
Okay, so if our listeners are thinking about visiting Angkor Wat, what advice would you give them? I mean, where should they stay?
Okay, so the gateway to Angkor Wat is Siem Reap, which is a bustling town.
Okay.
It has a vibrant nightlife, a really really fascinating mix of traditional and modern influences.
Okay, cool.
So you'll find plenty of hotels and guest houses to suit every budget. And the local markets are great.
Okay.
They're a great place to just soak up the atmosphere and find some unique souvenirs.
Yeah, that's great. What about other temples in the area? Yeah. I mean, is Angkor Wat just one of many?
So Angkor Wat is, it's kind of the crown jewel, but it's just one part of this this vast archaeological park that includes hundreds of temples and ruins.
Wow.
So you could easily spend a week exploring and still not see everything.
Wow, okay.
But some of the other temples that I would highly recommend, Tap Prom is really cool.
Yeah, tell me about that one.
So that's the temple that's famously intertwined with giant tree roots.
Yeah.
And it's
I've seen pictures.
Yeah, it's a really hauntingly beautiful sight, nature reclaiming the ancient stones.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Okay, what else?
And there's Beng.
Okay.
Which has these enigmatic towers that are adorned with hundreds of massive stone faces.
Okay.
Each one with this kind of serene, almost enigmatic smile.
I've seen those too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty incredible.
They're pretty cool.
Now for the active traveler, what are some of the must-do activities? Okay,
so if you're a runner, the annual Angkor Wat International Half Marathon is fantastic.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, imagine crossing the finish line with Angkor Wat as your backdrop.
That's pretty epic.
Yeah, it's great.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And if you're looking for a more leisurely pace, sunrise at Angkor Wat, that's an absolute must-see, right? Yeah. I mean, the temple's bathed in this golden light, and the reflections in the surrounding ponds create like a truly magical spectacle.
Yeah, it's really special.
Oh, I can almost feel the early morning mist and see those reflections now.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
For the foodies out there.
Yes.
I mean, Cambodian cuisine, it's a delightful mix of flavors, right?
Yes, it is. So you got to try amok.
Amok.
Yeah, which is a traditional fish curry that's steamed in banana leaves.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then there's nam dan chak, which is a delicious noodle dish with a flavorful fish-based gravy.
Oh, wow. Okay, that sounds
and don't forget to explore the local markets for fresh tropical fruits and spices.
Yeah, that's great. You're making me so hungry. It's been an absolutely incredible journey.
Yeah.
Exploring Angkor Wat with you today. Any final thoughts for our listeners?
Yeah, I think for me, Angkor Wat is just this powerful reminder of the enduring nature of human creativity and spirituality. It's a place that transcends time. It connects us to a past that feels both distant and strangely familiar.
Right.
And standing there amidst those ancient stones, you can't help but feel this sense of awe and wonder. And it's just this humbling reminder, of the incredible things that humans are capable of achieving.
Absolutely. Perfectly said.
Yeah.
We hope this deep dive has inspired you to delve deeper into the wonders of Angkor Wat.
Yeah.
And perhaps even plan your own adventure to this magical place.
It's worth it.
Until next time, keep exploring.
Keep exploring.
All right. Thanks.
Thanks.